friends, welcome back. I'm Laura, and today we're going to be working on some more DIY garden related projects. First up, I have some extra supplies laying around that I want to repurpose into a bug hotel. It's going to be a pretty big one because it's going to just go right into the garden. If you're not sure what a bug hotel is, just stick around. We will go over that. And then we're going to be working on fixing my greenhouse door. So it's missing some pieces of like window frame around the edges, and I'm gonna give it like a bit of a mystical, magical makeover with some moss and some flowers, and it's gonna look amazing. So be sure to stick around for the final reveal of that. And if you haven't watched my last video about how I put the greenhouse together, be sure to check that out. So let's just have a look at where the bug hotel is gonna go, and we'll get into that first, and then we will move on to the door. Okay, so this garden area is getting changed quite a bit this year. This is where I grow most of my vegetables, my pumpkins, my tomatoes, that kind of stuff. But I recently got this left side all set up pretty much the way I want it. And now I have to work on the other side. And as for this side, I'm kind of wanting to put in more structural pieces. And initially I had thought to make a raised bed out of these cinder blocks. That's what I had done before. But honestly, I just don't really love the way cinder blocks look. They're a little bit too industrial looking for me. So I'm going to repurpose them. That's where the idea for the bug hotel came from. And a bug hotel is just a structure that provides shelter for bugs, a place for them to nest, things like that. And the first thing I learned is that you want to have your bug hotel facing south or southeast. Also, it mentioned that you should have it be elevated off the ground by 1 to 3 feet. So the cinder blocks are a perfect base for this. And then bugs really like holes and cracks and things like that. So I have this top layer of bricks, and all of them have holes throughout them. And because I am wanting to kind of camouflage the cinder blocks a little bit, I'm going to put wood pieces around at least 3 of the sides. So I made a quick little frame to go around here just so I have something to attach the wood to. And I intentionally left some gaps in the structure. And now I'm just going to put a top on here, and then we will start filling it up with stuff. All right, so the top is on, and we're going to add a bunch of stuff to the inside. Here's what I've gathered so far. I have some sticks here that I've tried to make as even lengthed as possible. I have a broken terracotta pot. I have some bark and some leaves. And then I have this little bug hotel that is kind of falling apart that I got a few years ago. But I figured I'll repurpose these pieces into my new bug hotel, and I'm just going to have to be really careful just in case there are any bugs in here already. So I'm just going to get to work laying all these in here and kind of making different compartments. And that's it. Hopefully come spring, this will be used by a lot of beneficial insects, and we will keep an eye on it, and I will let you know how it goes. All right, so on to the next project. This is the door that we got off of Facebook Marketplace for the greenhouse project, and it was free. It's missing some pieces around the frame, as you can see. So my plan is to cover this up with something pretty. I have a mirror inside my house that I decorated with moss all around and some flowers, and I just love the way that looks. So I'm going to attempt to repeat that onto this door. However, because the door is metal, there are a few considerations. I use hot glue in my projects, and if you are familiar with that, you know that it doesn't always attach properly to things like hard plastic sometimes, or to metal. So to avoid that, I have a plan. My plan is to create some strips of felt and attach the moss to that. And then instead of hot gluing the felt to the door, I am going to use spray foam. I have to use some spray foam to fill in the cracks here anyway, and that stuff is super sticky, so it can serve as a glue as well. So I took some measurements of the window and I'm cutting some felt strips, and I'll be hot gluing the moss directly to that. And then once it's up on the door, I'll add like the finishing touches. Okay, so now that we're moving on to the constructing part, things are going to get a little bit crazy. It just didn't quite go as planned. Things started falling off. The spray foam was going everywhere. I cannot tell you the love-hate relationship that I have developed with spray foam over the course of the last month while I've been making this greenhouse. This stuff drives me crazy, but I persevered. This is the kind of thing that would normally frustrate me and make me just want to give up. But I'm just going to keep going. I know this is a doable project, so I just pushed through this part. I just had to get a little bit better leverage on the door to push the pieces into place, and I had to just hold it a little bit longer, and then they stopped falling off. So it finally did come together. But you can see here there is still some spray foam visible. There's some overlap of the felt. So I'm going to go in with my hot glue gun and some more moss and just fine tune this and make it look nice. There we go. And now it is looking so much better with all the corners and everything fixed up. And I have my craft box here with some flowers. I have some seashells. And I thought about adding a little bit of creepy cloth to it to give it like some spookiness. But it just didn't look right, so I ended up taking that off. But here it is. I love it. I'm super happy with it. I was concerned about putting this whole project on the outside of the door at all, but because of where it's positioned, I think it'll be okay. There's a roof right above here, and this is north facing, so it won't fade as much, and hopefully it'll just be a little bit more protected, sheltered from the elements. And that is it for today's projects. I do still have some cinder blocks left over. I think I'm going to use them to make a base for a rain barrel project. So that's probably what I'll end up doing with those. So that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're new here. We are about to get into seed starting season. I know I keep saying that, but I'm pretty sure my next video is going to be about seed starting. We are almost ready. So keep an eye out for that. Thank you all for joining me on this one, and I will see you next time. Bye.